What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 current gen for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all how to build the best stretch 5 build in NBA 2K21 current gen. This is a super good big man build. It has amazing shooting, good playmaking, and good defense, and it also has a little bit of finishing, not too much. It really is more of an outside big than an inside big, but it does have a little bit of finishing. But the main reason that this build is so good is because it is so much taller than any other stretch build that you'll be able to make in this game. It's basically the tallest build that will be able to shoot consistently. You can make builds a little bit taller, but they won't be able to shoot consistently. Definitely not anywhere near as good as this build. So because of that, this build has a really unique playstyle, and it might be hard for some people to guard because they're not going to be used to guarding builds like this. So that's really good. That's the main reason to make this build. And another reason to make this build is it's really fun to play on. So before I get into this really quickly though, I just want to mention, if y'all have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that sub button. Only about 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel. So if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. Helps it a lot. And also I stream simultaneously on my second YouTube channel and my Twitch channel 3 times a week. I do multi-stream on both of those at the same time. So if you're interested in watching live streams, make sure you go down into the links in the description and check out both my second YouTube channel and my Twitch. But yeah, with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so on this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a center. Then name, jersey number, hand, none of that matters. You can set that up however you want, then just go ahead and click continue. Now for the skill breakdown right here, the pie chart, you're going to want to go ahead and go down to the pure green one, the one that is majority shooting and all of the other ones are small. This one right here, this is going to be the best pie chart for this build. This is basically the only pie chart that you can pick for a center if you want it to be able to shoot consistently. And don't worry about the attributes too much. They are going to change quite a bit as we go through the next few slides. So don't worry about how they look right now. You just want to take this pie chart right here, majority green, majority shooting, go ahead and say yes. Then for the physicals profile, the other pie chart right here, you do want to go down all the way to the bottom to pick this one right here, the balanced one, where it is perfectly balanced between agility, strength, and vertical. The reason you pick this one and not majority speed or majority strength or something like that is because you really do want to balance. You don't want to be too slow, you don't want to be too weak, you don't want to be able to have absolutely no vertical either. So this is the perfect one to pick for this build to give yourself a good balance of all physicals. This is by far the best one, so just go ahead and take this one, the bottom one, the perfectly balanced one right there, boom. And again, those are going to change a bit as we go through the next few slides as well. Now for the attribute and badge distribution for this build, first off for the finishing right here, like I said, this build does not have a ton of finishing, so you don't want to move this stuff too much. You just want to move your close shot up to a 61 right here and then max out your driving layup as well. And that's all you want to do for the finishing. You don't want to change anything else, you don't want to upgrade anything else because you want to save these badges for upgrades elsewhere. So one finishing badge, that'll be enough. This driving layup maxed out, that's good, but you really don't need anything else. Just leave it all like this on base. Then you can go down to the shooting right here. This is where this build really shines. Everything that it has down on finishing, it more than makes up for in shooting. So first off for the shooting right here, you want to max out your mid-range, you want to max out your three-pointer, you want to max out your post fade all the way up to a 95, which is another really cool aspect of this build. It's an amazing post fade shooting build, so you can use it as a stretch or post scorer build because you do have that maxed out post fade, so that's really good. And then you want to go down to your, or back up to your free throw right here, and you want to put this up to an 84, which will give you those 30 shooting badges. If you bring it down even one, you lose a shooting badge. You don't want that. You want to have all 30 so that you can shoot super consistently with this build to go along with your 81 three-pointer, 82 mid-range. And these attributes are even going to go up as we go through the next few slides, so these aren't going to be the final shooting attributes, but those 30 shooting badges to go along with your shooting attributes, you're going to be a lights out shooter and you'll really never be missing. It will take a while to grind 30 shooting badges, but I promise you it'll be worth the investment of your time to grind out those badges because you're going to be an amazing shooter. So just set up your shooting just like this. Then you can go down to the playmaking. For the playmaking, you want to go ahead and max out everything right here, and this will give you 12 playmaking badges. And I chose to upgrade the playmaking on this build instead of the finishing because I think this build really does shine best as just an outside build with some playmaking, because you don't want to have low pass accuracy, otherwise you're going to be throwing the ball out of bounds and stuff. You don't want to have low ball handle, and your ball handle is also going to go up as well, so don't worry about it being a little bit low right now. But you don't want to have a low ball handle because you'll be getting the ball stolen from you all the time, and you don't want to have a low post moves because this is a really good post scorer build with the post fade upgraded. So just upgrade all your playmaking like this, 12 playmaking badges, that'll be the perfect amount. I will show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, but 12 will be the perfect amount. So just set this up just like this, and then you can go down to the defense right here. For the defense, you want to max out interior, steal, block, offensive rebound, defensive rebound, and then you can put your remaining attributes right here into perimeter defense and get that all the way up to a 48 in case you get switched onto a guard or something, just so you have a little bit of perimeter defense to guard them. And that also gives you your 9 defense badges, which again will be the perfect amount. I will show you how to put those on at the end, but setting up your defense just like this will be good. You could also lower your perimeter and put it into lateral, but I prefer having it into perimeter, so that's how I'm going to set it up, just like that. And once you have all of your attributes set up just like this, you can go ahead and click continue. 30 shooting, 1 finishing, 12 playmaking, and 9 defense. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the body shape, this doesn't matter. You can choose whichever you want. It does not affect the attributes. It does not affect the badges. All it does is change how the build looks. So you can choose whichever one you like the look of the best. For me, I'll probably just go ahead and take defined, but you can choose whichever one you want. Really just depends on your preference for which one you like the look of the best. Then go ahead and say yes. Now for the height right here, you do want to bring this down 1 inch to 6'11", and the reason you do this is basically for the extra shooting, the extra playmaking, and the extra agility attributes right there. You could be at 7 foot, but you're not going to have quite as much shooting, and once you're around the mid 80s, those shooting attributes really matter. You want to have as many as possible. So putting this down to 6'11" and gaining 1 on your 3-pointer and 2 on your mid-range is actually pretty big. Even though it doesn't really seem that big, it will help you out a lot, and that extra inch really isn't too important. Most big men in this game that are stretches are going to be probably about 6'9", so if you're 6'11", you're going to be super good. You're going to be taller than all those other builds, and that's just the perfect height right there. 6'11", that's where you want to be. Go ahead and say yes. You could make it at 7 foot though, but I definitely prefer 6'11". Then for the weight right here, you do just want to bring this down a few pounds right here, just 2 pounds right here to 244 pounds. You can see base is 246, and by bringing it down 2 pounds, all that goes up is your acceleration and your driving layup, and you lose absolutely nothing. So if you bring it down any further, you start to lose interior defense, and you start to lose it pretty quick. You don't want that. And you also lose strength. You don't want that. And if you bring it up too much, you start to lose some other stuff like speed, acceleration, and all that, and you don't want that either. So 244 pounds right here is the perfect spot for the weight. Just go ahead and say yes right there. Then for the wingspan right here, there is a little bit of personal preference here. I recommend bringing this down to a 86-inch wingspan right here, because this will bring up your mid-range to an 85 and your 3-pointer to an 84, which will help you out a lot. To go along with 30 shooting badges, if you have those shooting attributes, you're never going to be missing. You're going to be a lights out shooter. 100% you'll be good. And you do lose a little bit of defense here, but that's not a big deal. It's basically just 1, 2, or 3 attributes depending on where you're looking, and you're still going to be able to defend with this build no problem. This is really one of the best non-defense pie chart defending builds that you can make in the game, so don't worry about that too much. You still will be able to defend, and the arms kind of look a little bit stubby here. If you don't like that, you can just change the body style or the body shape. I took defined, but you can take something else, maybe like compact or something, so that your arms don't look so stubby. But this is where I recommend having it. You could also set it up at base. That's probably the second best place to have it, but 86 inches is the perfect spot for me. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Now for the takeover right here, you have the option between the spot up shooter and the post scorer takeovers. This really just depends on playstyle. If you're going to be shooting a lot of post fades, the post scorer might be the one for you. If not, if you're kind of going to be a corner sitter or a pick and popper, then the spot up shooter might be the one for you. But for me, I'll probably just go ahead and take spot up shooter. But again, just depends on personal preference and playstyle. And as you can see, boom, stretch 5 shades of Andrea Bargnani, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Miles Turner. And there you guys go. That is how you build the best stretch 5 build in NBA 2K21 current gen. Now, like I said, I am going to take a quick second and show you how to put on the badges for this build. I recommend you stick around for this. It'll only take a second. I'll do it as quick as possible for you guys, and hopefully it will help you make this build as good as possible. But right here is the final attributes. You can pause the video right here if you want to see these, but I'm just going to go ahead and get into the badges right here. First off, for the finishing badge, it really does not matter where you put this. You can put it into anything you want. I'm going to put it into back down punisher so that I can get deeper into the paint to shoot post fades, but again, you can put that wherever you want. It doesn't really matter too much. Then just go ahead and say yes. Now for the shooting badges right here, you're going to want to go ahead and get catch and shoot all the way up to Hall of Fame, corner specialist all the way up to Hall of Fame, Deadeye onto gold, hot zone hunter all the way up to Hall of Fame, flexible release all the way up to Hall of Fame, range extender all the way up to Hall of Fame right there. And then with these last 7 badges, if you're going to be shooting a lot of post fades, you're going to want to get deep fades. I'm planning on shooting post fades with this build, so I'm going to invest into that all the way up to Hall of Fame. Then I'm going to go ahead and get volume shooter onto silver. And with this last attribute right, or with this last badge right here, sorry, you can really put it wherever you want. You could put it into clutch shooter, green machine maybe, even though I don't really like green machine. I think it's a super overrated badge. I've gone into that in the past, but green machine, pretty overrated badge in my opinion. You could put it into pick and popper, tireless shooter even, but for me, I'm just going to go ahead and put it into clutch shooter onto bronze, just like that. And this is a really good shooting badge setup. You're basically never going to be missing threes, mid ranges, even post fades with this setup. You're going to be super good. So just set these up just like this and you'll be set. You're going to be an amazing shooter. Go ahead and say yes. Now for the playmaking right here, you do have some personal preference here. I recommend going ahead and get quick first step all the way up to gold, unpluckable all the way up to gold, needle threader all the way up to gold, and then with these last 3 right here, you can put break starter onto bronze, bailout onto bronze, and then lob city passer also onto bronze, just like that. This is the best way to set up the playmaking badges in my opinion, but again, there is a bit of personal preference here. You do have a lot of playmaking badges for a build like this, so you can set it up however you want, but this is a really good way to set it up. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Now for the defense badges right here, you're just going to want to go ahead and get intimidator onto gold, rim protector onto gold, and rebound chaser onto gold, just like that. That's all you need. You really don't need any more defense badges than this. Some other good ones if you want would be brick wall if you're going to be setting screens, chase down runners maybe, but not really. Clamps maybe just onto bronze, heart crusher maybe just onto silver, and that's really it. Those are the only other good badges that I would recommend putting on, but these 3 are the best, and these 3 are what I really do recommend putting on for everyone, because they fit basically every single playstyle that you can have with this build, and they'll just really help. So this is going to be the best way to set up the defense badges. Go ahead and say yes, and there you guys go. That is how you build the best stretch 5 build in NBA 2K21 current gen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, only 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subbed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. Really appreciate it, helps it a lot. And also check out my streams on my second YouTube channel and my Twitch. Links to those will be down in the description below. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Alright, peace.